big, high-impact top laner in Ziv. Their move's going to be very important. You also talked about ganking for the bot lane. Twisted Fate and Karthus, the global presence mid laners that are common here. We'll see if Westdoor gets those removed from him as well.
And that is some massive historical respect there for Westdoor. He is, of course, best champion across all of the years that Westdoor's been playing League of Legends, has been the Twisted Fate. Hasn't been playing it as much recently, but still does pick it up.
Yeah, and again, another target ban here, Maokai for Ziv. Had a lot of success on that champion as well. Can have effective teleports early. For Fnatic, I mean, just their opening game versus TSM, pretty much everything that you think of for Fnatic went right. Huni in the top lane, huge carry. Reignover had a giant presence from the jungle, ganking both mid and top. And then bottom lane, Yellowstar was even freed up to roam around and get kills on Bjergsen in the mid lane. So they pretty much were firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, one jungle ban here, and it's going to be 4 mid lane bans so far this game. The top is, like, it's Maokai, but who cares? Like, Hecarim's up. There is, the Nara's available. Vladimir's there as well. There's so many picks. Exactly. Huni can just wait until whenever he wants to pick his champion.
But this is what happens when your top laner is so important to you and they share champion pools. You want to make sure that you're going to have an impact champion for yourself. Hecarim, I think, going to be a very big deal here, but right now Fnatic already want to get the Urgot settled in for Steelback and is great at that champion as well, of course. And we've seen so far teams sometimes shying away from picking Kalista into that matchup, so I think a very smart choice. I
do like it as a first pick as well, because it kind of, you know, wards the other team off from taking Hecarim. The teleport ganks from Hecarim not quite as effective against Urgot, who can immediately just point and click on you to take off your home guards.
And again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because now they get to pick up the Sejuani if they want for Reignover yet again, and they've got this super tanky comp in the making once more.
Well, AHQ think they have what's been figured out in this one. You heard Bjergsen say, well, you know, we thought with Rek'Sai off the table, we could stymie Reignover. Okay, well, looks like he can play Gragas as well. Okay, so Gragas and Rek'Sai are off the table. Maybe we can stymie Reignover. Maybe we can keep him from having that same high impact in this game. We'll see, as his pool is now getting ever so slightly tested here at MSI 2015. Albus also able to play Thresh for himself, and it leaves the rest of the high-impact lanes. For grabbing Hecarim does go through to Huni, and another great hook champion in the bot lane for Yellowstar.
Right, they've got that same bottom lane where they're able to push up and allow their support to start roaming. Yellowstar, famous for the roams. We'll see if he can make it happen again this game. Something, though, that's different this game, with so many mid-lane bans, this could easily be a forbidden carry game, because this guy in the mid lane as well, so many target bans thrown at Westdoor. If he can get a good matchup, we'll see. But Westdoor obviously going to hold that counter pick till last, and going to wait for Forbidden to show his hand first.
And Fnatic can go for this full tank comp as well. If they want to pick up the Cho'Gath, they can grab the Sejuani if they want, but there's other tanky options that they can put into the jungle there. Nunu's available at the same time, but you don't want to pick that one with...
You put a Cinderhulk on anything. Cinderhulk is probably good in this patch. Let's be real about this one.
Look, I'm not going to get that real. I don't think we'll get that real.
I mean, we've seen Bruiser Nidalee all the time back in the top lane days, so...
Hey, that's true. Smite Teleport top lane Nidalee could be the new thing.
It's Jungle Hecarim, guys. I'm calling it now.
Innovation on the caster desk.
Well, for this one right now, Huni still has the Ignite comboed with his Teleport, so it would be the stronger early impact Hecarim, and not have to wait around for the Cinderhulk to be completed for him. He could have very, very early on teleport game-changing plays.
Look at this one. Cassiopeia picked up this time, going over to Forbidden in the mid lane, though. So actually still a fairly tanky team. Cassiopeia's core build typically has a lot of durability items on it.
Hey, we're in North America. That could be a mid-lane Hecarim.
That's a fair point, yeah. I don't think Forbidden turned into Keen overnight, though, so that seems less likely.
Well, he's here, you know? It might be something in the water. Who knows?
Either way, though, yeah, a good durable team, a lot of slow burn damage output, and definitely a big risk for AHQ Esports Club, who have already picked themselves a team fighting-based comp with the Insta-Lock Sivir on their second round. So what exactly is going to put this team comp together?
Definitely going to need that spell shield, because you have Sejuani, Nautilus, and Hecarim to deal with as the AD carry. And going to have a
my goodness, he did it.
Oh, whoa.
All right.
One of our two Fizz players is going to lock in Fizz into Cassiopeia in the mid lane.
All right, Mountain is going to have to do something to try and help Fizz, because Cassiopeia if you leave Fizz alone with Cassiopeia in a lane without anyone intervening, then Westor is going to have a very, very difficult time scrapping together any sort of CS for the early game and even getting to a point where he can even try to go to a side lane.
I don't think he wants to enter the mid lane at all. I think he just leaves.
Well, we've seen a couple different things from AHQ. They've swapped into random locations before, but this is a game I think AHQ really needs a strong laning phase in. If Fizz does get ahead, then life is pain for Featherman. He's got no combat summoners. I mean, Flash Ghost, he can re-maneuver, but as far as dealing extra or getting away from damage, it's much less likely for the man. Also, Gnar picked as a counter pick. Ziv is a very, very strong player. He regularly wins his one-on matchups over in the LMS, and we might see that Frozen Mallet Gnar, one that's a build that's usually used to try to beat up Escapeless Hecarim. There's a lot of fairly gankable lanes here that if they get ahead, AHQ's got a really good chance of splitting up this map.
They definitely need to do it early because think about who Fizz is going to assassinate in the late game, and it's nobody. Exactly. Cassiopeia
almost
really hard. She's going to have not only her counter-engage ultimate, but double escape summoner spells and a whole big tank line.
Yeah, the game's about to go live, ladies and gentlemen, so head over to Twitter and cast your vote for who you think is going to come out ahead. Tweet the hashtag FNC win or the hashtag AHQ win to @LOL Esports, and we will try to tally up your votes shortly.
Here we go, guys. Fnatic looking to start and end the day 2-0 off a win right here. AHQ looking for their first win. They fought one of the strongest teams at this tournament in Edward Gaming. Here they can make a name for themselves up against Fnatic. Definitely playoff spots could be on the line when you see games this close in the standings. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this game as well because these are such explosive teams. And it doesn't matter how far behind AHQ are, we're still going to get explosive team fights. It may not necessarily go quite as well for them, but it still will be happening. And we'll see whether they are going to be able to get these team fights working at a deficit and going well in their favor.
We will see. Westor on his iconic Fizz trying to make it work in the Cinder Hulk meta. Early on, already making a move down bottom lane. So as you said, not heading to the mid.
Yeah, doesn't want to be there at all. Steelback might be in trouble. Oh! Up here as well. He's going to flash out of the way, but he's burning down. Terrakapath was taken early, but he's going to die. And it's going to be Albus taking first blood. AHQ did not disappoint.
Well, it went to Thresh, but they did get an early first kill. This is about as early as they're going to start getting that lead.
This is how Albus lets the magic happen, okay?
Nice.
All right. So they both had Ignite there. I think that Westor ignited first, and Albus just overwrit his Ignite with the Thresh Ignite.
This is AHQ aggression. Light them on fire from all the sources that you've got.
Let's see, but the first blood didn't go over to Westor. Of course, him having an extra Doran's Ring would have been really nice in the laning phase. But 100 gold means a couple more potions. You talked about that lane being pretty rough, but
yeah,
you know, maybe getting level 2 off of actually the first wave, I think it might be enough experience for that. And having a couple more potions is going to be a big deal.
Actually, with 5 health potions and the Crystalline Flask, with the changes to Cassiopeia's mana pool, if she goes aggressive early, then he may be able to just out-sustain her like a boxer, just taking as many punches as you can early in.
Yep.
And Cassiopeia tiring herself out.
And Fnatic once more actually just going to take the little Krug, as Albus was trying to be a bit of a nuisance there as well. So they're going to head back after taking down the Raptors as well.
Mooney just going to start the flask, and that means that you can buy a cloth armor on your first back without purchasing those health potions. All you have to do doing those raids is chug all 3 charges, since you're immediately going to go back to base and then use your teleport up to lane. So early level 2 here for Hooney. All things going according to plan. Plus, since he does have that Ignite, he's going to have to be very, very careful with this.
God.
And the early bully begins.
I can't believe he went Doran's Shield, actually. There's really no impact that Doran's Shield has up against Hecarim. He's got the single target damage of an auto attack, and his only potion already used up here. Already looking a little bit bad for Ziv, who got the counter pick.
Yeah, we talked
Rampage
about
isn't a single target spell either. No. You're not going to be taking away any of that damage.
It does have health regen on it, so like there is some saving grace. Ziv's health will come back up pretty quickly, and Hyper does magic damage, so there's tools still here, but it is an uphill battle.
Oh, Mountain, we're looking for some early moves. Sneaky tunnel through the dragon, and he gets in behind the bottom lane.
Oh, will he have the knock up there as well as the Prey Seeker comes through? Nice death sentence from Albus there, and he's actually going to get Steelback again and picks up the kill this time. Another knock up under Yellow Star and AHQ. They want that thing. Going so do it.
The flash Prey Seeker Faker. But once again, the early game plan here from AHQ, beautiful. Hey, we got our first blood. That's great. You know what? Better return to the flashless Urgot, target him, and a good job there by Mountain. He knew that even though Nautilus was further up in the lane, we're going to take this kill on the AD carry, take down Urgot. Huge, huge return gank there for Mountain.
And it's very smart how AHQ played the lane. Instead of the perma shove that you often get from Sivir, they played it slow. It's almost impossible to ward up all the different routes Rek'Sai could take to gank that lane. Opts to go through the Dragon Pit wall. Very smart stuff. AHQ get definitely this early game lead.
Such a smart opening here for AHQ.
And they actually got Westor some extra experience there as well. He's got a level advantage in that mid lane, or that's sort of a partial level advantage, which is helping him out in this horrible matchup.
Wow.
Whoa, the blue handover.
Awesome, yeah, awesome really gank path and jungle path overall by Mountain. Gets to donate a blue buff over, and Sivir's going to have such an easy lane down here. Oddly enough, and recalled for Boots 1 as part of the laning phase, but Rainover's coming mid.
Yeah, and that's the Playful Trickster on cooldown here as well. Westor trying to kite around, but so much persistent damage, and Rainover, he's going to pick up the kill.
Great patience from Rainover there, able to wait in the brush until he sees Playful Trickster used. Mountain with another return gank down here. Can he go while the tunnel is destroyed? Nope. Just wait around.
But he sees Yellow Star going away towards the mid lane. He doesn't know if this tri-match is warded or not, but he knows exactly that both these guys are down in this brush, and soon he'll see that Rainover is coming by as well.
The ward, I don't think spotted him out. He's canceled. Does he cancel the back?
He doesn't know he got warded, by the way.
He is wasting quite a lot of time. Now the lane not shoved up anymore. Ann and Albus could not keep the lane on their side since their cannon was shoving. So this is a much, much more risky dive. But once again, they can target Steelback. Oh, his heal is back up. For Steelback, he's got a little bit of good news.
Yellow Star's only 2, though. I don't think he even has a point in shield right now. It should be Anchor Toss and the E. Will they get Yellow Star? There's level 3 for him. Here's the engage. Ignite comes on. They go right for Steelback, and down goes Urgot. Immediately, Albus flashed away at the right time, but Mountain will die as well.
The heal was so close as Yellow Star might still be in trouble as Westor's found his way around here as N tanking up the turret. Yellow Star going to go down. Albus just auto attacks for the kill. Bloodthirsty supports. Thank goodness Doa's here to appreciate it.
Uh-oh, here comes Rain over there. Let's see what he can pick up.
He's level 5 with flash, goes in, knocks a ton of damage into Albus. 1 kill picked up. Now on to Westor. Can't quite get the double. The flash isn't enough either. That's a worth it for AHQ.
Why did we ever doubt Westor's fizz? I'm saying it right now, was silly.
They're bringing out the classic AHQ. Early kills, compound those with early tower dives, the roaming fizz. Westor now with a pretty good start, and he wasn't even punished too heavily in the early CS. Just the early kill there from Rainover, and AHQ are getting the game that they want.
Yeah, the kill and 2 assists on him is actually going to make him equal gold to Febivin, even though this Cassiopeia is out CSing the lane overall. It's worth pointing out, AHQ, all this money is on the Thresh. He's actually got the most money on the team. He's got Sightstone, he's got mobility boots. Albus needs to compound this advantage with the roaming plays. But the problem is every other lane is all their summoners up. It's going to be hard for Mobies to mean anything in this matchup.
It's going to be the hard carry Thresh. But there is still 1,600 gold sitting on Ann. Can go back and pick up a BF sword whenever he feels like on the Sivir, and has been a beneficiary of the aggression from Albus.
Yeah. So, you know, gold distribution aside, could be a little bit more optimal, but I'm glad that we're seeing the impact of adding Mountain to this team. Been a huge benefit. Let's see Huni coming in with home guards.
Yeah, looking to try and get in the backside here. Nice ultimate there from Rainover as they lock down Albus. He's got a... Oh! Is he going to escape? The Ignite ticking. Oh! Sticking and grabbing a Ziv now. In a whole lot of trouble after the teleport, but he flashes to safety. Westor thinking about coming down, but don't think he's going to get there in time.
And the problem is all these Westor roams, you can see a minion wave crashing into his turret, and he's zoned away from it by Febivin as well. So Westor just lost 100-something gold for the failed roam as well. Fnatic making a lot of great plays.
All of the action down on the bottom side of the map. And we have not checked back in on that Hecarim versus Gnar matchup where we saw the early level 2 from Huni, and he's been able to increase that lead and now affect the rest of the map. Great early teleport with the home guards. Huni able to equalize for his team, and they've clawed their way much, much closer back towards evening up the gold.
And this is something that happens as well. You're looking at the fact that there is a lack of CS in every lane apart from the bottom lane for AHQ. Of course, mostly because Steelback spent most of this game dead.
Yeah.
But of course, Ziv, fantastic team fighting Gnar, but often doesn't really get all that farm in a 1v1. He's not as strong in that 1v1 situation, but we'll see whether he can make it count in the later stages of this game, whether he can be that Gnar that we've seen him be in previous games.
Reina, we're about to be disappointed. Hey, well done by Mountain, of course. Warded it up. Smart timing by him. Sees FNC clearing away everything else. Sweeps out a ward. And it's also worth pointing out, by the way, that Fnatic, a lot of their kill. Oh, that's a really good one.
In trouble. Forced to use the flash. Petrifying Gaze going to go wide there as well as the poison going to come through, but not really going to find Mountain there. He just wants to take a tunnel home.
Ult for ult, and they get both summoners off of Forbidden. So another good move here from Mountain after the blue steal, taking advantage as well of the pathing here from Forbidden.
Yeah, that means Boots Mobility Thresh can actually make a play on this mid lane now. Cassio, low summoners available, and AHQ have actually shown they're very good at abusing mobility-less mid laners here. I do expect them to make some more good plays. Overall.
Oh, Ziv going super hard onto Honey here as well. There's a big minion wave, but he's Hecker him, so it's just not really going to be happening. I don't know why I get excited about these top lane skirmishes.
We're seeing the way Ziv used to kind of win these matchups. A lot of aggressive pressure onto Fnatic. 800 gold lead for AHQ. The early kills have been equalized somewhat. Fnatic coming back off of great TP plays by Huni. And of course, great ganks by Rainover. He's still trying to clear some wards away. Mountain says, get off my wards. I want this vision. It's all mine.
And a nice crab cake to go with it.
Yum.
Delicious.
Let's see, though. We haven't seen the first dragon from AHQ quite yet. They usually do like to get those stacking fairly early, so they can head towards that number 5. Laying the groundwork, though, trying to clear out some of the vision. They also have a substantial lead in bottom lane, so if they want to try and take advantage of this cooldown on teleport, then they have to make something happen fairly soon here. And they would definitely want to do that, because Fnatic's definitely their biggest power player is Huni. The jungle you can't really control because Rainover will be roaming around. But the teleport you can work around.
Yeah, Mountain is going to clear out a pink ward in response to the pink ward removed by Rainover in the bottom side of the map.
The other thing is that
Mountain, you saw that go down, buddy.
Sure. Oh!
Gets flashed.
Whew.
Yeah.
So with that, I actually make a trade with that. Since they know that this Sejuani ultimate is down, this teleport's just came back up there for Huni. So if they're timing that teleport, then maybe that will dissuade them. But no, HQ have this really, really strong opening where it's a double tier comp from Fnatic. They've got Urgot on his tier, plus Urgot's been kept down. So this is a really non-factor AD carry in the bottom lane. And the mid lane, here comes the teleport though. Back off cooldown, here comes Huni.
Yeah, Alba's actually flashing, trying to flare Huni out of it, but Ann is going to get the... There's the onslaught of shadows as Huni's going to take down Albus, but Ann makes it to safety. That's a kill on the support, but can they turn it into a dragon?
Man, Huni just carrying this bottom lane. This is the only damage Urgot has
the bottom lane back up.
Is
what he's trying to do.
A long sword versus a BF. Without the intervention of Huni, that bottom lane goes heavily in favor of HQ, along with the bottom territory. Here goes Yellow Star, though.
Yeah, Boomerang flashed out of the way of there as well as Dredgeline going to save Yellow Star for now at least as Westor trying to put pressure on the flash into the Urchin Strike as well. There's the fish down and Westor with the solo kill mid.
Taking advantage of both summoners down. Big pickup here for Westor.
And Westor hadn't even bought in forever. That's double Doran's Ring Amp Tome and was just fine knocking down
7 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Worked out for him, though. Mountain now trying to play aggressively as well, and with the mid laner missing, no TP up for Huni, who's back in the top lane here. This is AHQ with complete control of how they normally win games. Dragon number 1.
And this is AHQ with a lead at 13 minutes in the game as well. This is unheard of. These guys probably don't know how to win with a lead. It's not how it works.
Well, they normally gank bottom a whole ton. The laning phase might be difficult, but the ganks certainly always seem to work for these guys. Ziv forced to run away from Huni, though. Hyper still doing plenty of damage, and Mega Gnar is not far away. Huni forced to respect that.
Huni doing his best to convince Ziv that they do not have a lead. And here comes Rainover. Mega Gnar, though, they're going to have to wait for that one to time out before they go for this dive. It looks like he's going to cut off the minion wave.
And no summoners, no ult for Huni.
They will not wait for it to time out.
Yeah, that's Wallop on cooldown, though. There's the Gnar into the wall as Huni is able to get that turret tanked up for him, but Ziv able to survive.
I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah,
Rainover should have known there's, like, he's currently Mega Nars. If it hasn't been in a team fight, that ult is up. He baited it out, but it's not like Dragon's coming up either, so there's a lot of health bar loss there.
Yeah, Fnatic actually lose a bit of map control off of that play. So that should free up Mountain. Now he's immediately venturing into enemy territory to try and get some vision down for himself. Utilize the sight zone from Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai, by the way, very confident in the invade because of the passive.
Rainover could be in trouble here. Nice use of the ultimate as Huni's going to come through with the ult there as well. Fibibin looking to try and get amongst it. Ziv, though, just takes down Rainover. He's getting ignored in this one as Mountain trying to get back in. They are going to be able to take down this blue buff. Westor just says, thank God, it doesn't get taken. Mountain says, no, I did all the work here, buddy. You can find your own blue buff.
Not very good on Rek'Sai, but we'll gloss over the fact because Mountain has been so good for his team. This game, he's really shown up, and he showed how the Rek'Sai versus Sejuani advantage for Rek'Sai is supposed to go early on in the game. Albus gonna get some deep vision of his own down, and
yeah, Westor just getting delivered a kill here on the back of an Earth as Yellowstar going to get taken down with the help of a red buff for Bivin. He's going to force him to take a lantern out to safety. Mountain, though, may have found him. He steps out of the side of the ult as Rainover comes through trying to protect him. Steelback in trouble.
And Albus, oh, that hook is massive. In comes the cavalry. Steelback forced to run away, turns us back to the team, and the kill comes in. These fights keep trickling in over and over. AHQ gets the kill. Rainover gets a red buff steal, and a lantern pulls the red team out of the fray.
Oh my goodness, AHQ just forcing fights all over Fnatic's jungle as if it's theirs.
Exactly what they need to do. They have to get these deep wards down and then make picks, utilize the speed from Sivir ultimate, and continue to feed Westor on the Fizz.
And he's now 5 CS behind here as well in what is theoretically a losing matchup.
And he's a level up.
Yeah, he's definitely doing well.
It hinges on the balance of, are your roams successful? And early on in the game, he got a lot of stray gold and stray experience from those roams down bottom. Yes, a couple of them were unsuccessful, but the vast majority he was able to gain advantages outside of the lane versus Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Fnatic are going to have a horse with a Trinity Force very soon, and that is going to be a scary prospect. That's a huge power spike there for Huni in the top lane, and we'll see whether he can transition his advantage into the rest of the map, although now he's actually behind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Actually, when you said, oh, he's like got up to within 5 CS, I was actually thinking you were talking about the top lane here. Yeah, Ziv has done the exact same work that Westor has. The big solos of AHQ, winning matchups they were losing before. A lot of ults come in. Ziv's got to be careful. Ignite is on. He's got no other way to escape. Jump side, take it back. Oh, you're kidding me. Rainover with the Q. Mega Nars here. Rainover, don't you dare even try this. Ziv gets a bunch of health.
Not even close.
Can he even go for a counter kill? Oh,
no!
Forced to use the flash.
That's now a flashless Cassiopeia.
Yeah, that's Westor saying, okay, prepare to kill for later, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how Ziv survived that in the top lane, though. That was ridiculous.
He saved the hop. That was a big deal. I thought he had popped it very early on, but it was still off of cooldown. Jumps off somebody's head, and out he goes towards the turret. The big thing is actually Onslaught of Shadows missed though from Huni. That was actually the big reason why, is that you expect those ults to land after a stun comes in from Sejuani. So small misplay, good job by AHQ.
Yeah. So Rainover, what he's trying to do though is focus on the part of Fnatic that's strong, the lane that's ahead. He wanted to try and continue on with the Hecarim up top lane, try and snowball Huni so that those teleports are even more impactful. But again, with 2 failed attempts top, every time he goes top, they lose more control on the bottom side, more control on the mid side, and Westor keeps getting money.
Yeah, Mountain a little bit upset that he put in so much work on those Krogs, but he's going to get them stolen away by Rainover. Yellowstar going to start off the Raptors here as well, just to give Rainover a little bit of a hand. Probably doesn't need it as Sejuani in the jungle at level 10, but going to be able to lock that one away.
This bottom lane, and is almost, he's approaching the point where he's looking to double Steelback CS.
Yeah.
And yes, Steelback was a recipient of constant ganks, a constant barrage of attention.
He needs to get some rune advice from Energy, I think.
It also means that, you know, the transformation to try and get to that Murmana point is going to be very, very far away. This Urgot is not going to help out Fnatic in the team fight. And AHQ should take Dragons on cooldown. We're approaching that 30-second mark. They need to get some deeper vision down. because they want to get towards number 5 as quickly as possible.
But that's happening for them. They've moved their dueling to the mid. Oh, Hootie coming in onto the back lane. Great spell shield by Ann. The Fear not really going to do much either. Oh, but that massive hook from Yellowstar forcing Flash away. In comes Mountain's going to pop out of the molehill. Look for Hootie, look for Fevivin. Half HP down to 200. The re-engaged Cinderhulk Rek'Sai forced to flash away. In comes the Shark. In comes Westor from the back door. Takes one down. Alba is going to get stunned up. Ann as well can steal back, find anything. Ziv has joined the fight right now. He's meeting now, but he's not far away from growing. Now out of proportion. Rainover goes down as well. Steal back. The swap's going to miss as well. 4 kills coming through. A double for Ann. 4 kills overall. AHQ crushed the team fight.
Fnatic have no damage to finish anyone on. AHQ are going to easily get this dragon. 4 members down. They are going to snowball this mid game.
And Westor is like a wraith in these fights. It's ridiculous. It's like he's there for a second. Everyone's like, kill Westor! And then he's disappeared and everybody else is dying from Ann's damage.
Everyone had their flashes up for that fight. Fnatic constantly, every member they got low, flashed back out. Great disengages there from AHQ to buy time for Westor to finally arrive and pick up the low health members.
Yeah, well, this is a nice knockback. It's actually spell shield saved not for the E, but for the ulti in this one. So Ann able to flash away. Albus just buys so much time, and they're still waiting for max CDR Fizz to come through. Mountain is tanky. Fevivin just does not have a lot of ability power yet. This Rek'Sai just tanks up absolutely everything. Westor can't be stopped anymore, and of course Steelback just doesn't do very much right here. So yeah, the stun lands, but your only farm member, the mid laner, is out of things to do. Huni has no cooldowns up anymore, pops in the E, but yeah, well, guess what? Your health bars are all gone. An amazing hook, of course, by Albus, but you've got a 2-item AD carry getting to hit for free onto everybody. That's how teamfights are going to go when Sivir just gets to attack you.
Oh, Westor going for the 1v1 on Huni here in the top lane, meanwhile, and Huni's so strong. He's on Hecarim here. Rampage doesn't land. Albus looking for it.
Whoa! Goodbye!
Breaks her and he gets it!
Max CDR Fizz is the new build. That's the build Westor uses.
No,
Playful
the old
Trickster
build.
has essentially no... Well, the old build was Lichbane into Zonias. This is Morel and Amicon cooldown
just
boots.
before the change, though, this is the build for Fizz, but it's come back again, even after the fact that the fish is now a little bit different. It's ridiculous. Westor's a god.
He takes it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Assassin's no longer in the meta.
Fizz
will always be one of his favorites.
So AHQ managed to do exactly what they wanted. Split the map up, constant skirmishes. Bruisers by default tend to be less mobile than these assassin-y 1v1 type champions, constantly getting the skirmishes, working well for AHQ.
With that kill, also able to complete the Zonia. So he can dive into the backline without fear, without any repercussions even, because he has so much time where he can make himself untargetable.
And this is an 8,000 gold lead here at 22 minutes into the game. This is a heavily snowballed map. We'll see whether Fnatic can play less aggressively, try and turtle this one out, because they have to turtle super hard if they're going to stay in this one.
They do, and they will probably look to try and turn around a tower dive. If they get 5 people together, Fnatic can try and chain their CC. During a tower dive, they'll have the extra DPS from a turret to make up for their low DPS from their AD carry. Uh-oh, here comes the tower dive, though, but they don't have the members. He's
going to go down. Mountain's going to pick up that kill. Huni just going to look like he threw him out of that fight. Of course, took the lantern, and Huni just watches his support die.
HQ don't give you the time to set up the 5-man defense for the tower dive. They jump the gun and grab a kill.
Very nicely done by AHQ. They're keeping a decent amount of wards up overall. Albus and Ann gonna knock that one down. 200 gold apiece for that turret kill. 10,000 gold lead 22.5 minutes in. And this is very impressive by AHQ. We typically see the first 15 minutes by them plays really aggressively, and then it slows down as AHQ usually just plays for Dragon 3, Dragon 4, Dragon 5, and they'll play a slow game, which they're happy to. They would actually win if they did that, most likely. But also looking for the tower dives, playing them right so far. Impressive game by these guys.
Yeah, Westor's actually found Huni yet again, uses his ult defensively. There's a petrifying gaze, though. Fnatic trying to turn this one around. Nice boomerang from Ziv. Gonna do a fair bit of damage as Albus and Ann looking to pick off Rainover, and Fnatic forced to retreat after that was a beautiful ult.
You know, Huni actually delivered that one to Fevivin, by the way. The official. Like, here, have a knock-up, thanks. And Fevin's like, I guess I'll flash away from this fight then. Thank you very much for your assistance. And And more summoner spells down for Fnatic.
We're definitely seeing Fnatic's linear playstyle. We're seeing the problems that they have when they're the ones who are the recipients of the early pressure and the early snowballs down bottom, the constant dives and ganks under the turrets. They're having a really hard time regrouping here, constantly losing territory. See if AHQ can keep up the vision control, especially on this red side jungle.
And I think they will, actually. AHQ have now put their default status as duo lane mid, Fizz split pushes bottom. We've already seen that Westor can win any 1v1 on this map, but having Albus come around the map from the mid lane, it's very easy to ward whatever side of the map he needs to be on, and actually even facing against this magic resist stacking Cassiopeia from Febiven, an easy matchup as well. And they're going to start a Baron.
Yeah, and they watched the fact that Huni did just go back, and Westor's in the bottom lane, but AHQ don't mind. They're going for this Baron. It's below half health now as well. Fnatic have no one in the vicinity. The freest Baron ever delivered to AHQ, and they say, where did everyone go?
And he's got nowhere to run. Unless he runs into that bush right now and starts channeling teleport. Or he could run through the base. Let's see how long he can get away with this.
Yeah, Mountain looking for the knock-up, and he finds it here as well, as Devastating Charge has, in fact, ran out. This could be some Benny Hill music needed as AHQ go for the chase.
Well, if they give him too much time, he could always teleport away for 4 seconds. Huni has the ult up as well. And Charge on the mid lane knocks the turret down for his life. Huni gets caught and kills a turret for it. Holt's over the wall, still on the run away. But careful, once Ziv hits him, this guy has a frozen mallet. That will be a dead pony. Turns him into glue. Westor is dominating.
Oh my goodness, Westor though, so frightening. Does have a Sheen now as well, going for the Lich Banners and continuing to push. And this is what Sivir does pretty well towards this stage of the game. And he's got another BF slot on top of the fact that he already has his 2 items of choice.
Well, with Baron buff, you know, this team usually has a pretty hard time knocking down these deeper turrets. But with Baron buff, with Huni taken off the field, very easy for AHQ to move in, take over the entire map, clean up these objectives, and they can stack dragons as well. Number 3 here, the speed is going to be quite large.
Albus is really, really good at death sentences that can't hit a stationary dragon.
It hadn't spawned yet, I think. I hope that was the reason why Albus otherwise.
Looked like it was on the right line to me.
You know, either way, it was. You know, he's better hitting champions.
Well, if that's the only one he's going to miss this game, then I'm pretty happy with it.
He was predicting the dodge.
Yeah, he's mad lighting the dragon.
Yeah.
Typical. Outthink yourself. That's how pros work.
Beautiful. Lichbane now completed here by Westor as well. 3-item Fizz plus boots 2 is a frightening prospect. Probably looking for that Void Staff next up here. And Vivin does have his Abyssal Scepter completed. What does he go for next? Does he go for a Death Cap? Does he try and get sort of that multiplicative AP going on? Or does he need a Void Staff?
I think he needs a Zhonya. We're talking about Febiven here?
Yeah, Vivin, yeah.
Yeah, I think he needs to be able to not die to a Shark right here. Abyssal Scepter and the Seraph's active, I think, is not enough durability to survive Westor. So dodge the fish or dodge Playful Trickster. Westor is better than me, but I've spent so many games like landing Playful Trickster at the same time as a Shark and just getting it Zhonya'd that if you ever do that, you just like lose all your damage output. Westor supplements that with a Lich Bane, so it'll help a little bit here, but I think you need to just dodge some of the burst that comes out from AHQ.
Rainover didn't manage to kill the drum. It's a bit unfortunate. It's running everywhere as well because it really wants to kill Ziv.
It's actually worth pointing out as well that Fnatic aren't really itemizing any magic resist on their really important members. Huni, still no MR, and Rainover hasn't, I guess he's got a Spectre's Cowl, but he's still going towards what looks like to be a Randuin's next. So, you know, Fizz getting a lot of time and a lot of damage output really on these big tanks. Oh, you know, Fizz can't kill tanks. Well, then the tanks built MR.
Yep, plus they're continuing to grab the objectives, splitting up with the 1-1-3, utilizing the Baron buff in all 3 lanes, using the split push power. Nobody can 1 versus 1 either of the solo lanes. So a very easy push here from AHQ as they knock on the inhibitor doors.
This has been a shutout here from AHQ. They've gotten every neutral objective in this game. They've only lost 2 turrets. That's the objectives that they've lost on this map.
They're great, as we said, they're great at snowballing these early leads in these early fights.
Yeah, Huni looking for something though. It's a decent land to try and get Ann to safety. He's trying to escape from this horse who's trying to do some work in the back line, but for Vivin, he's in trouble, but Dan manages to get a beautiful ultimate, and there's Westor. Oh, Ziv actually trying to do some work. Albus in the backside trying to peel for Ann. This is on so many fronts, but AHQ just win it everywhere.
4 for 0, one last kill will be Yellow Star. Westor, why not pad the KDA? +1 to you, sir. Gnar gets the kill, but either way, it's going to be an inhibitor turret going down on this one. Ziv taking it about as long as he's able to.
Yeah, that's about as long as he can do it.
They'll be able to finish it. Will Mountain die in the process, though?
No, he's fine.
That's how you juggle turret aggro, guys. When you're very, very aggressive as a team, you'll learn how much damage you can take from a turret, and they're going to take an inhibitor from that one as well. The mid lane inhib goes down. AHQ just with so much control. And man, this team is looking so much better than they did earlier today, and especially in their playoffs.
It's a combination of AHQ and the team that they're playing. Both of them with similar play styles. Whichever one of the teams was going to get that early lead, we thought it would be sort of explosive. And AHQ did a really good job capitalizing. Let's take a look at this spread out team fight.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, exactly. Huni trying to come in. As we said, the #1 thing you want to look for when you're facing the teleport home guard Hecarim is the first attack to tag him and take away that bonus.
And then the rest of it, it's just cleanup at this point. Honestly, a gigantic lead for AHQ. Febiven takes a bit too long to focus Mountain as opposed to Ziv, a much tankier target on this one and a lower damage one. But either way, the chase down power is so darn high. Frozen Mallet, Ziv, Sivir on for part of it as well. Cleanup is very easy for the highly mobile AHQ composition. So when they get the start of a fight going well, the rest of it is always going to turn into 4 more kills and a turret inhibitor, things like that.
Yeah. They've pretty much got this one in hand. I mean, HQ are 6-0 when they have the first 3 dragons, and it's looking very good for them right now. So we'll have to see what the rest of the teams, if they come out with much more defensive early games versus AHQ, and definitely a protection for the bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bot lane focus works out and looks so good in most of these games for AHQ. Whenever they win, he's got a ton of pressure from the rest of his team, and he converts it very well in team fights. Looks like more of the same here for AHQ as they look to push on in. 30 minutes in, gigantic lead of 16,000 gold for them. Baron and Dragon both coming up very soon, but I'm not sure AHQ quite needs it right now. Bot lane is the target. TP is up for Ziv's Gnar.
And Mountain's waiting off to the side here as well. There's a Westor waiting in the wings as Ziv's pushing the top lane and wants to hit a turret. He's just wanting to be auto-attacking this whole game. Very, very angry at structures, I believe. They may have said something about him.
So AHQ could very well play this safe and just continue to keep Fnatic bottled up and wait for the next Baron to spawn. It would be suicidal for Fnatic to try and get out of the base with the inhibitors already down and try and contest the Baron, but HQ, they don't even want to give him any breathing room here. Continue fighting.
Yeah, that's the death sentence to land, but Rainova is going to use that Arctic Assault to escape. And AHQ with 3 members are going to try and take down this. Biven gets destroyed as he tries to yell at them as Fnatic now trying to start a fight, but they're a man down. Albus and Ann just going to be taking down the bottom lane. They're taking every objective on this map, and Fnatic, they can't do anything.
They're splitting the team up, and they're playing unafraid so far. None of the engagements from Fnatic are working.
Oh,
Ziv guards them back on in. Here comes the knockups. Bounce house in the base right here on AHQ. Pick up 2 kills up that one. Force the flash away. 5v2 now inside the base. This could be the Nexus blowing up very shortly. AHQ gonna crush this one.
Yeah, Nexus turrets falling down. The Nexus gonna follow 24 kills to 5, and AHQ, they win the aggression battle.
That brings them up tied with Fnatic in the standings, 1-1. Of course, here at the Midseason Invitational, top 4 teams make playoffs, but you only play each other team once. So a win like this, tying in the standings, but having the head-to-head tiebreaker actually might be a very, very big deal for AHQ.
That was a very different AHQ, though. This is the thing. This team has shocked me right now. They laned a whole lot better than they have in recent weeks. They looked very, very strong, and they shut out Steelback completely. They came in with a very clear goal this game.
So impressed with Mountain. The addition to this team, he brought a ridiculous amount of early game pressure. Following up with a great plan down bottom. Westor 8-1-8 on the Fizz mid lane, and Ann without a single death down bottom on Sivir.
Yeah, and that's without a single death Ziv there in the top lane. We saw the amount of attention he was getting. He went down to about 4 health. Doesn't matter. I get ganked, I get tower dived. It's fine, I'll survive.
Well, that's the thing. This is typical AHQ. This game looks like almost every other game that we've watched of AHQ in the LMS playoffs, right? Westor plays Fizz. They put a bunch of attention bot lane. Good things happen.